I broadened the reach of my business empire. After my younger sister Bella made her debut using my resources, she got me committed to a mental hospital. She cozied up to my new rich boyfriend in the corporate scene and strutted around to flaunt herself. Thanks a ton, sis, for handing me hundreds of millions in worth. She dropped a hint to the main male nurse taking care of me. Sophia's got a killer figure, right? I was mistreated to the point of death by that nurse. When I finally regained consciousness, I found myself reliving the day I risked everything to save the company's crucial equipment during that brutal snowstorm. I was slacking off, working the typical 9 to 5, 5 days a week, acting clueless when anyone asked me anything. Without my leadership, the company was on the decline. My dad ended up on the debtor's blacklist, and Bella became the kid of a disgraced debtor, looked down upon by everyone. I cut all ties with them, started a new venture, and made it to the building billionaire list. We all have bright futures ahead, Bella. I never got why everyone was so into you, but now it doesn't matter anymore 'cause it's just me. That was the last thing Bella said to me. It's absurd that I fought tooth and nail in the business world only to be betrayed by my own family in the end. Every day I was mistreated by the nurses in that mental hospital, electrocuted, incontinent, and helplessly strapped to the bed. I could see Bella singing and dancing on TV, the little princess of the Titan Corp, a persona the investors gave her. The family used the money I earned to support her, helping her climb higher and become a sought-after idol. And what about me? I was the one who helped Titan Corp become a billion-dollar enterprise, burning my life's fuel for them. In the end, I was stuck in that prison-like room, reeking all over. Why? Why? When I opened my eyes again, I was standing in front of a small motel with other colleagues. It was pitch dark, and snow was pouring down heavily from the sky. With a blast of the north wind, I was nearly blown away. I grabbed my phone and saw that today was my 20th birthday. Was I reborn? Memories trickled back. On this day in my past life, I braved the snowstorm in the Northeast to save the company's most important batch of equipment. The company had spent a fortune buying this equipment abroad. It was also this batch that allowed the company to secure its spot in the industry. 10 years later, Titan Corp had grown into a giant, and this rescue was hailed by the media as the cornerstone of Titan Corp's tech advancements. Still, my dad Marcus didn't even glance my way after rushing home from the Northeast to share the news. He just said, "Good job," and then turned to discuss with my stepmom how to throw Bella's birthday party. I still remember the disdain in my stepmom's eyes. They didn't know that because I stayed out in the cold too long, my knees would ache every winter. The engineer's hat was blown away by the wind, spinning several times before vanishing into the distance. After answering a call, the team leader looked troubled. The cab driver canceled the reservation with temperatures nearly -40 degrees Celsius. There was no one on the road, and we couldn't even book a cab online, same as in my past life. However, I stepped up, carried a 20 kilograms toolbox on my back, and walked several kilometers before finding a kind soul who gave me a lift. All that hustle for whom? If I could, I'd slap myself twice in my past life. Mia's eyes showed her eagerness. Sophia's the youngest among us. Young folks should tough it out more. Why don't you, Sophia, check out the warehouse first? Everyone's eyes were on me. I skipped 2 grades in both junior and senior high. Right after graduation, I turned down job offers from top-tier companies and joined my dad's firm. I hid my identity and started from the ground up, working hard every day and often being bossed around by some old-timers. I flashed a bright smile. I can handle it, but I need someone to back me up. Let's say, Mia. The other colleagues all looked at Mia. Yeah, Sophia's got your back, Mia. You go with her. If no one goes, we'll all get scolded by the department head. Look how straightforward Sophia is, Mia. Just agree to it. PA asking me to go? You think I'm dumb? Mia tightened her puffer jacket and gave the colleague a fierce glare. The colleague who echoed snorted and backed down. All right, everyone, stop arguing, the team leader told the rest of us to go into the motel first. He put on 2 heavy jackets and stood by the roadside, hailing a cab for half an hour. No luck, none showed up. Even when a cab did pass by, it sped past without stopping. Finally, the team leader wiped the snow off himself vigorously. He lifted the motel curtain and said, "The weather's too harsh. Let's just wait it out, okay?" The snowstorm didn't ease up until 5 days later. Sunlight broke through the clouds but didn't bring any warmth. We took a car to the warehouse. After the engineer inspected the equipment, he sighed repeatedly. "Ruined, all ruined." I chuckled inwardly. Ruined? Let it be. I don't care anyway. I've memorized the technical specs of these machines while munching on roasted sweet potatoes. I glanced when I had time. Marcus had invested most of the funds here. What's the company going to do next? Really nice. What's really nice? Oh, I mean the sweet potatoes. It was evening when I got home. Marcus was in the study. Through the door, I could hear his intermittent voice. "Bank manager, can you extend the repayment deadline a few more days?" "No way." There was the sound of things being smashed as Marcus threw stuff all over the floor. My stepmom and Bella walked in with bags in their hands and bumped into me. "Oh, when did Sophia get back? So you still messed up that batch of equipment after all." My eyes landed on Bella. Her appearance was just plain at best. But in my previous life, after several plastic surgeries, she could be considered a pretty artificial beauty. I wondered if without my efforts in this life, could she still be her little princess? Bella casually threw her shopping bags and yelled loudly, "Sis, you've caused such a big mess for the company, and you're still playing with your phone here?" Hearing this, Marcus called me into the study. "Sophia, come in." I ignored Marcus's call and walked straight up to Bella, swung my arm around, and slapped her hard. "Can you talk properly? Did I buy the equipment? Your dear father clearly bought it. According to your logic, the company is like this because of your dear father. How dare you hit me?" Bella's eyes blazed with anger. "Not surprising. I've been putting up with her since I was a kid. As time went by, she naturally thought I was beneath her. Hit you, and that's it? Do I need to pick a day for it?" Bella was so furious she was about to fight back but was stopped by my stepmom's warning look. "Sophia, get into the study." "I won't go in. If you've got something to say, come out and say it." I sat on the sofa, one leg crossed over the other. My stepmom quickly said, "Marcus, come out and see what your dear daughter did to my precious Bella." Hearing this, Marcus slammed the door and shouted at me, "Why did you hit your sister?" I covered my ears and clicked my tongue. "Aw, it's so noisy. What's up with you today?" Marcus looked me over. Yeah, in the past, I'd do anything to get his attention. I was the perfect obedient daughter. But things are different now. "What's wrong with you?" I asked back. When there's a problem with the company, you lash out at the family. Have you ever thought it's because you're so incompetent? Instead of lecturing me, you better figure out how to save the company. Bella, still covering her face, didn't miss a chance to stir the pot. Sis has become quite capable after her trip. My stepmom glared at me. "Marcus, your daughter is so rebellious. Who can control her? You got to stand up for us, Auntie. No matter how rebellious I am, I can't compare to you. The company can't even pay off its loans yet, you and Bella are still shopping. Those bags must total at least 100 grand, right?" You, my stepmom, folded her arms. Suddenly, a whole cup of tea was splashed onto my face. "You unruly girl." Water dripped from my hair to my cheeks. The water wasn't too hot, but the humiliation was intense. I wiped my face. "Marcus, in your eyes, I'm supposed to be a dog that takes all the abuse without complaint, your obedient punching bag, right? Who gave you the right to call me by my name? You have no manners." My stepmom and Bella exchanged a silent glance and showed victorious smiles. "Very well." I took a deep breath, grabbed the suitcase that hadn't been moved yet, rushed out the door, and took out a megaphone I had prepared earlier. Dear neighbors, Marcus on the 16th floor of Building 2 is beating his daughter. Come out and take a look. This shout shattered the peace. 8 o'clock in the evening, the doors in the corridor opened one after another. I'm the daughter of Marcus's first wife. After my mother died, Marcus, a slick guy, inherited her estate and married another woman. Now the three of them are forcing me to work like a slave for their family, abusing me, pouring hot water on me, and making me go out into the snowstorm in the Northeast. Is there any justice? I'm even worse off than yipping. After recording it, I set it to play automatically. I placed megaphones everywhere, one in the corridor, one in the elevator, one at the community gate, one in the parking lot, and even one in the little square where the old ladies do square dancing. I glued the switches on all the megaphones so they couldn't be turned off. After leaving the community, my phone kept ringing. I kept hanging up the calls. The callers changed from Marcus to my stepmom and then to Bella. What are you talking nonsense about outside? Hurry back and turn off the megaphones. Come back quickly. Don't make a fool of yourself. Why can't the megaphones be turned off? It's so funny. I blocked all of them. I grabbed my suitcase and went to stay with my grandparents. My mom was the daughter of a former provincial governor. She fell in love while studying and hooked up with Marcus. She died of heart disease when I was 1. Marcus married his secretary, who is now my stepmom, without delay. A few months later, my stepmom got pregnant with Bella. I wasn't particularly close to my grandparents, especially growing up. I was so busy with my studies and career that I only contacted them during holidays. But I remembered that 6 years later, my grandma passed away due to lung cancer. When I arrived at Grandpa's door, I realized I might be overstepping. Just as I was hesitating, the door opened from the inside. Oh, Sophia's here. What are you waiting for? Come in quickly. Why is Sophia's hair wet? Grandma handed me a towel. At the dinner table, another middle-aged man was sitting there. For some reason, he looked a bit familiar. The two older folks didn't stop their conversation in front of me. Only then did I learn that this uncle's factory was having cash flow issues and he wanted to ask my grandpa if he knew any investors. While drying my hair, I thought for a moment, slapped my forehead, and asked, "Uncle, are you Daniel?" Yes, sure enough, the guy in front of me was Daniel, the biggest competitor of Titan Corporation. He had a sharp business mind and was visionary. Many times, his ideas matched mine. In my past life, Titan Corp led in researching new machines, and Daniel's machinery factory was nearly bankrupt. But he implemented several reforms and brought the factory back to life. Uncle Daniel, I said with a smile, I have some info on foreign machines here. Interested? This model? Yes. Daniel hesitated a bit after seeing my grandpa's nod. He gritted his teeth and said, "This info is crucial to me, Miss Sophia. Name your price. I'll raise the funds right away. You don't have to pay me. I want to stake in the technology. Marcus, the machines you bought are just lying dormant in the snowstorm, but I've given the technical principles to your competitor. Good luck to you." The next day was Saturday. I had been constantly thinking about Grandma's cancer in my past life. So early in the morning, I took the two older folks to a big hospital for a checkup and had them both do lung exams. Sure enough, a nodule was detected in Grandma's lung. Maybe a puncture or removal would be needed. Grandma didn't want to be hospitalized. She said regular checkups and monitoring would be fine. But my grandpa and I managed to convince her. "Grandma, let's all listen to the doctor. You'd better get hospitalized first. Yes, if it turns into cancer, it'll be serious." Under our insistence, Grandma had no choice but to be hospitalized for treatment. In this life, Grandma would surely stay healthy. That night, I stayed with Grandma in the hospital. We reminisced about our fun childhood moments when my phone kept ding-donging. I glanced and saw messages in the department group. "Everyone in the department, gather in the meeting room at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Please confirm receipt. Received, received. Tomorrow was Sunday. I asked in the group, why do we have to work on the weekend? Are we not going to live until Monday? 5 minutes later, no one replied. Another 5 minutes later, I was kicked out of the group chat by the department head. Oh, good for you. I'll make you add me back on Monday. I went to the company. Good morning, I greeted. No one paid me any attention. The colleagues next to me were all quiet and occasionally glanced my way. Sophia, come to my office. The department head knocked on my desk with a gloomy face. I followed the department head and heard my colleagues whispering. Since the machines were already messed up, the department head was already furious, and Sophia even openly talked back in the group. It was the department head who promised the boss, I'll treat this batch of machines like my own life, but what happened? The machines are gone. Of course, he's angry. Yes, and it said that the boss promised a bonus of 5,000 Y to whoever could save the machines. A bonus? In my past life, no one gave me a bonus either. Could someone have withheld it? I sneered sarcastically. My dad Marcus was sitting in the department head's office, and Mia, who was gloating, stood beside him. Marcus and I had always pretended not to know each other at the company. At that moment, as soon as he saw me, his forehead furrowed with anger. I wondered how he finally dealt with those megaphones in the community. Sophia, Mia said, you guys had a chance to rush to fix those machines, but it was delayed because of you alone. Is that right? How can you say that? I asked. I clearly agreed to go but couldn't carry the machines by myself, so I suggested Mia come with me, but Mia didn't want to. You're young. It's okay to tough it out a bit. Since you started working here, we've seen your colleagues have helped you a lot. Why do you always try to dodge things when something happens? Mia dodged the main issue and looked distressed. There were more people than just Mia and me who went that day. I opened the meeting room door. The team leader wasn't there. The other colleagues who went with us that day lowered their heads when they saw me come out and didn't dare look at me. I understood they thought since I embarrassed the department head in the group yesterday, they could easily blame me for the equipment damage. Marcus finally spoke first. So what about the snowstorm? Can we still go out during a snowstorm? I chuckled softly. The weather forecast advises people to stay indoors as much as possible, but you don't, my dear father. In Mia's, the team leaders, and the department head's stunned eyes, I continued. Why are you staring with such wide eyes? Don't you recognize me? Don't talk nonsense at the company. Oh, okay then, my dad is an idiot. Oh, why are you so angry? I pulled out one of the only 2 office chairs and sat down with a plop. Mia and the department head's eyes darted between me and Marcus, their faces turning ash. I quietly kicked open the office door with my foot. Dad, I shouted loudly. I know you've always favored Aunt Grace's kids, but you're too heartless to me. You asked me as an ordinary employee to monitor other colleagues' work attitudes, making me feel guilty every time I face them. Now you even sent me on a business trip to the Northeast where it's minus 40 degrees Celsius and blame me for refusing to go out in the snowstorm. Even a tiger wouldn't eat its cubs. What on earth have I done wrong? The colleagues outside the door began to peek in. I know the company has problems. Is it that we won't get paid next month? Doesn't matter. I still have a salary of 3,000 you every month. You can take it. Don't worry about me. I've been getting this 3,000 on salary for 10 years. Even at this point in my rebirth, my salary was still the lowest in the whole company. Marcus was so angry that the few hairs on his balding forehead twitched. With his breath, he trembled, pointing his finger at me. What nonsense are you talking about? I'm not talking nonsense. Every word I say is from the bottom of my heart. Dad, if you think I'm talking nonsense, you can call the police and have me arrested. I have no complaints. Get out of here. I quickly left the office and slammed the door shut. Marcus probably felt too embarrassed to stay any longer, so he left the company with a dark face in his car. After he left, Mia and the department head bent over with ingratiating smiles and approached me. Miss Sophia, I was so blind. I didn't recognize your importance. Hey, don't. I stopped them. I'm just a junior who should endure hardships. How can I deserve such great courtesy from you? The department head put on a bitter face. Please don't say that. It's all my fault. I picked up my phone. You kicked me out of the department group yesterday, right? I've already added you back. We drink coffee every day. We'll buy it for you. I snorted coldly. Get lost. If it weren't for the following plan, who would stay here? I turned on the computer and saw that the stocks I bought a few days ago had gone up. It seemed the stock trend was temporarily the same as in my past life, so I put all my remaining savings into it. The colleague next to me quietly leaned over. Well, is it true the company won't pay next month's salary? Use your brain to think about it. The colleague gave an embarrassed smile. At 5 p.m. that day, I stood up and left work with my bag under the admiring gazes of many colleagues. After angering Marcus, I was in a great mood. But as soon as I returned to Grandpa's house, I saw Marcus's stern face. Grandpa was sitting on the sofa, and Marcus was acting submissively beside him. Look, old man, look what Sophia has become. She doesn't act like a girl at all. I cleared my throat with a couple of coughs and slapped the snacks I bought onto the sideboard. Marcus quickly stopped talking and looked my way. I sneered. Don't just talk about me. Talk about yourself. You're almost 50, having an affair and letting your mistress and her daughter gang up to bully your ex-wife's daughter. You're really something. Grandpa snorted heavily. Marcus argued stubbornly. Whenever your stepmom buys something, she always gets you a share. Why do you make it sound so bad when you talk about it? You're right. Buying things worth hundreds of thousands for her daughter and just a few bucks for me. That's what you call getting a share, right? Marcus was silent for a moment. I was wrong about this, Dad. I'll pay attention in the future. Has he taken the wrong meds? Marcus then turned to Grandpa and said, Dad, please let Sophia come home with me. If she stays with you, you'll have to trouble to take care of her. Oh, so that's it. He wants to clear his name in the community by taking me back. Grandpa looked at me as if asking for my opinion. I nodded. I still hadn't settled scores with Bella. Seeing this, Grandpa sided with Marcus. Remember that Sophia is your own daughter. You can't be too partial. Although I'm retired, I still have some connections. If you dare let Grace and her daughter bully Sophia again, you better watch whether your company can keep running. Certainly, certainly. I grabbed my suitcase and went back to Marcus's house again. On the way, I greeted everyone I met. Hello, Auntie. Hello, Uncle. About what happened the other day, it was just a prank. Sorry for making you laugh. After greeting them, I whispered to Marcus, I'll cooperate with you. I hope you'll cooperate with me too. Marcus gave a dry laugh. When we got home, my stepmom and Bella were sitting on the sofa. When they saw me, they couldn't help but make snarky remarks. Sophia still knows how to come home. Those megaphones of yours really gave your dad a hard time these days. Our family has been all over the place. I stopped in my tracks as I entered the door. Then should I leave? Marcus quickly interrupted her. Stop talking like that in front of the kid. My stepmom couldn't believe it and widened her eyes. You're actually scolding me. If you hadn't been causing trouble at home every day, could Sophia have run away? Manage your daughter well in the future and stop provoking Sophia. I patted Marcus's arm. Well done. I grabbed my suitcase and walked straight to my room. When passing by my stepmom, I covered my nose. Where's that stinky smell coming from? Didn't Auntie brush her teeth? Bella couldn't hold it in anymore and rushed over to push me. What nonsense are you talking about? Before I could react, Marcus slapped Bella on the face first. Bella looked up. Dad, the father in her heart had changed. Marcus roared at her. I just said it, but you two just turned a deaf ear, didn't you? Bella cried and went back to her own room. The next day at breakfast, Bella's eyes were red and swollen. She took out her report card that she hadn't signed yesterday. "Dad, please sign it." Marcus valued the kids' education and always checked their grades himself. At this time, as soon as he picked up Bella's report card, he frowned. "All scores are in the 60s. How did you do in the exams?" I looked at Bella's test papers. Marcus signed it. "Your grades are really worse than your sister's. People fear comparison." I skipped grades and still got into a top university. People fear comparison. While in my past life, Bella only got into a third-tier college. It's still my mom's genes that are good after all. My mom graduated with a doctorate, while Auntie. I looked at my stepmom and said slowly, "Isn't she just a secretary with a high school diploma?" My stepmom grabbed her chopsticks so angry her eyebrows twitched. I continued. "I think Bella might as well stop studying and go for the art exam instead." Marcus fell into thought as if considering the feasibility of this. After that, I still went to work as usual, but I worked from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 5 days a week, and acted clueless when asked anything. "Sophia, write this report." "Sorry, I haven't finished mine yet." "Sophia, collect and analyze this data." "Sorry, I'm out visiting clients." All the colleagues noticed I wasn't as hardworking and obedient as before. Moreover, since they knew I was the boss's daughter, gradually no one dared to boss me around, and I had a leisurely time. Actually, I wasn't doing nothing. I was investing in stocks. After making a fortune by relying on my memories from my past life, I used part of the money to buy bitcoins and properties. Then I took the remaining funds to find Emma. She was the founder of the most famous talent show company in my past life. At this time, she was trying to sell her house and car to keep a few girl groups afloat. I negotiated a partnership with her and asked her to cooperate with my follow-up plan. By the way, Emma readily agreed. Finally, I also told her that the era of nationwide talent shows was coming and asked her to recruit more young kids and prepare to host a talent show for idol trainees. At this time, one of the girl groups Emma managed still had some popularity. I took a photo with this girl group and posted it on my WeChat moments. "It's so nice to be an idol. You can be sought after and make money at the same time." I said it to be visible only to Bella. I knew she always dreamed of being in a girl group. In this life, I was going to fast-track her entry into the entertainment industry. Want to be a little princess, huh? Without me, how far can you go? When I got home, it was just dinner time. I casually placed 2 concert tickets for a boy band on the coffee table and asked the aunt who cooked for our family, "Does your daughter like watching concerts?" "A friend gave me these tickets." Bella glanced my way. When I went to get some water in the middle of the night, the tickets were gone. I learned from Bella's so-called plastic sisters that she went to watch that boy band's concert. After coming back, I don't know what sparked her. She bought a ton of cosmetics and started dressing up. She didn't eat much and kept shouting about losing weight. My stepmom was so angry she threw her chopsticks. "Why are you wearing makeup at such a young age?" "I want to." "Don't interfere. Bella looks really pretty with makeup on." I interrupted from the side. "Don't make trouble." I raised my eyebrows. "Should I leave?" Marcus's gaze swept over instantly. My stepmom flinched and then turned to shout at Bella. "You even regressed in this month's exams. Are you always thinking about these frivolous things every day?" My stepmom left the dining table and stormed into Bella's room, tossing all the cosmetics into garbage bags. "I'll throw all this trash of yours away." "Today, Mom, don't throw them away." Bella's resistance was in vain, and she looked at my stepmom resentfully. "I'm doing this for your own good." In the middle of the night, I knocked on Bella's door with several sets of brand new cosmetics. "What do you want?" She was on high alert. "They're for you," I said calmly. Under Bella's scrutinizing eyes, they're brand new and unopened. "You can check them yourself." "Why are you being so kind?" "I think your mom is too strict with you." It's normal for girls to wear makeup. Bella slammed the door shut. That night, the light in her room never went out. A month later, Bella's grades in the monthly exam dropped again. My stepmom held her report card. Why did I have to give birth to such a useless daughter like you? You're far less intelligent than Sophia. Why are you so stupid? Who says only grades matter? I'm going to participate in a talent show. Bella held up a crumpled poster. I'm going to sign up for the talent show. I'm going to be an idol. I don't want to study anymore. Those who pursue a career in the entertainment industry have been learning singing and dancing since they were young. What have you learned? I learned ballet when I was a kid, but you only learned it for 3 years, didn't you? You yourself gave up because you thought it was too tiring. Mom, just let me have a try. Seeing that she couldn't persuade my stepmom, Bella began to act coquettishly. If I don't get selected, I'll take the art exam. The requirements for cultural courses in the art exam aren't high. Marcus, my stepmom looked at Marcus hesitantly. Marcus frowned. Let her go anyway. She definitely won't be selected. So Bella finally got her wish and signed up for that talent show. This talent show was going to select 9 girls out of 100 to form a group. It was the first talent show variety show in China and sparked a nationwide craze. Unfortunately, because Bella had no foundation and her looks were just okay, she was eliminated in the first episode. After that, my plan began. I had someone contact Bella and sign her under Emma's company. When she came home, her tone was full of excitement. Although I was eliminated in the first round, the company signed a contract with me. Is the company reliable? Marcus asked. Of course it's reliable. This talent show was organized by them. They've made a lot of money. That's true. My current earnings are growing exponentially every day. Mom and Dad, I don't plan to go to university after taking the art exam. I'm going straight into the entertainment industry. No way. My stepmom interrupted her. You should at least go to university. The entertainment industry is for the young. How many years can you work in it? But I just participated in the talent show and still have some popularity. By the time I finish university, who knows when? Marcus made a decision. We still need to think about this. Let's talk about it after you finish the art exam. In the evening, when I passed by Marcus's room, I heard his conversation with my stepmom. It's a good thing that Bella has her own ideas. I'll work a few more years and earn some money to help her get ahead in the industry. Marcus, you're so kind. Suddenly, I thought of the days and nights when I was trapped in the mental hospital. So people's hearts can really be so partial. On the day Bella's art exam results came out, Daniel also used the info I gave him before to develop new communication equipment. This gear shook the whole industry. Many companies were eager to collaborate with Daniel. But because of my instructions, Daniel rejected Marcus. Marcus threw things around furiously at home. This Daniel used to compete with me for clients. As he spoke, Marcus's gaze fell on me again, and he blamed me. If it wasn't for you failing to save that batch of machines, we would be the ones developing the new equipment now. Are you done yet? I imitated his actions and threw a vase at him, forcing him into a corner. What a failure your life is. All you can do is dredge up the past, right? Since that batch was so important, why didn't you go to the Northeast yourself? Marcus was breathing heavily. How could I have a daughter like you? Just when we were at a stalemate, my stepmom hurried in and pushed open the door. Bella is gone. She said she was afraid we'd force her to go to university, so she left with the company directly. Marcus was so angry he swayed. You unruly child. I went back to my room and called Bella's agent. Is the plan going smoothly? Sure. We told her if she wanted to come to promote her, she must have plastic surgery. Now we're already in South Korea. The doctor has been contacted. Her plastic surgery is bound to fail. In the following days, Bella didn't contact her family. My stepmom was worried all day long. Coupled with the fact that the company's old equipment couldn't be sold and was on the verge of bankruptcy, employees were quitting left and right. Marcus was also very agitated, so the two of them would quarrel at the slightest provocation. As for me, I just stood by watching and munching on melon seeds. A month later, Bella finally answered the phone. On the other end of the video call, Bella was wearing sunglasses. "Mom," my stepmom asked excitedly, "Bella, where are you?" "The company asked me to have plastic surgery, but it went wrong." Bella pointed to her nostrils, which were obviously uneven. "What should I do now?" "The company doesn't want to pay for my repairs." "Plastic surgery? Who asked you to have it?" Marcus said angrily. "What are you thinking about every day? You don't understand. There's no idol who doesn't have plastic surgery. Plastic surgery failures are common. Just give me some money and I'll get it fixed. I'll pay you back double when I debut in the future." "You're really full of ideas." Bella hung up the phone. My stepmom asked Marcus, "How's the company?" Marcus took a puff of his cigarette. "It's still in debt. How about mortgaging this house?" "Hey, don't." I quickly interrupted them. "This house was left to me by my mother. What right do you have to sell it? The family is already such a mess, yet you don't seem to care at all." Marcus criticized me. My stepmom pulled Marcus's sleeve, and the two of them whispered to each other. The next day, Marcus said he'd take me to a banquet. I directly refused. "I'm not going." It's a business banquet. It'll be good for you." "Are you that kind-hearted?" "I don't believe it." Seeing Marcus about to get angry again, I quickly covered my ears. "All you know how to do is shout. Drink some pang when you have time. I'm leaving if there's nothing else." "Stop." Marcus said, "Come with me and I'll give you 50,000 win." "Huh?" I burst out laughing. "Just 50,000 yen. Do you know how many zeros are in my account now?" However, his stance made me a bit curious. "General Manager Lee, this is my daughter." Marcus introduced me to the general manager of an entertainment company. Coincidentally, I had just met him with Emma at an entertainment dinner the day before yesterday. I made a shooting gesture to him. General Manager Lee then also pretended not to know me. I heard that General Manager Lee's second son is a talented and handsome young man. I wondered what General Manager Lee thought of his daughter. My face darkened. So did General Manager Lee's. General Manager Lee's second son had the super male syndrome. Although the couple had been working hard on educating him all these years, there were still some rumors about the second young Master Lee's violence in the circle, which had been a great headache for General Manager Lee. Is Marcus trying to set me up with General Manager Lee's son as his daughter-in-law? I sneered, shook off Marcus's hand, and walked away. When I got home, my stepmom began to persuade me. "You're not young anymore. The family is now deeply in debt, yet you don't even try to help. That General Manager Lee runs an entertainment company. When you marry into his family, remember to promote your sister. They're really being blatant about their calculations. Sorry, the debts are yours. Nothing to do with me. The Lee family is so good. If you want to marry into it, go ahead." Marcus pointed at my nose again. "You ungrateful child. You've been relying on me for food and clothing all these years. Now when I need you to do something, this is your attitude. Well, you're still living in the house my mother left me. Haven't you paid me any rent either? It's already decided. I'm telling you, you must marry the second young master, or I'll sever our father-daughter relationship with you." Huh? I opened my mouth mockingly. "Such a good thing. You unfilial daughter." Marcus covered his heart. Marcus, you'd better not be faking it." I watched him lying on the ground and directly dialed 120. At the hospital, the doctor said the patient was just too emotionally agitated. "There's nothing wrong with his heart." I nodded. "Oh. Seeing him cover his heart, I thought he was going to die. Marcus was so angry that he directly wrote a statement to sever our relationship. Sign it, I said. It's just what I want. I contacted a real estate agent and sold the house we were living in for 100,000 won below the market price within a day. When Marcus was discharged from the hospital and returned home, the buyer had already changed the locks. Marcus called me. Did you sell the house? It's my house. None of your business. Don't you know the company is struggling? Oh, you can try new loans. I hung up the phone. According to colleagues who were working overtime, Marcus went back to the company to sleep that day. Working overtime at the company, Marcus went back to sleep there that day. I then took my suitcase and went back to my grandparents again. Grandma's previous surgery was very successful. She just couldn't eat spicy food. We talked and laughed during the meal, which lasted for an hour. Among thousands of households with their lights on, finally there was one for me. The next day, I found Emma and asked her to get me a position as a producer. I planned to select a group of talented individuals from the company and form a new girl group. Meanwhile, I also needed to start planning the talent show variety show for next year. When selecting members for the girl group, I saw Bella in the bathroom at the audition site. Bella's nose seemed to have been fixed, but her double eyelids weren't done properly, making her look like a sad frog. She arrogantly asked, "How did you get in here?" "The family company has problems, so I'm here to work as a cleaner." I made up an excuse. "You?" Bella looked me up and down with disgust. "What's the use of being good at studying? You're still doing such a disgusting job." She rolled her eyes and walked away. I walked behind her and went to the audition office. "Hey, why are you following me?" Bella asked, dissatisfied. I smiled at her and directly pushed open the door of the audition office. After a while, my assistant shouted outside. "The producer has arrived. Those whose numbers are called, please come in for the interview." When it was Bella's turn for the interview, the info showed that her family ran a communication company and her persona could be a wealthy princess. "Princess, your family's company is almost bankrupt." During the performance, she sang a song mostly by herself. It sounded like a duck quacking. The other judges were quite tactful and told her to keep working hard. I directly said, "With your level, you shouldn't be here. You should be at a kindergarten art performance." Someone couldn't help but laugh next. After the interview, Bella seemed to have waited at the door for quite a while. She asked me, "Are you the producer?" "So what? Put me in your new girl group." I was both angry and amused. "Who do you think you are? So cheeky now that the family company has problems, who else but me can pay off the debts? Let me say it again, the debts you owe have nothing to do with me. If you want to debut so much, why don't you improve your own skills? I thought you were so capable." I thought these words might have spurred Bella, but she actually found an agent in the company, got herself into a certain girl group that was about to debut, and after debuting, she gained a group of fans. And when I met her while walking in the company, she said to me, "See, without you, I can still debut." Yeah, you're so amazing." I took a sip of coffee and asked my assistant beside me to check Bella's agent. When I returned to the office, I saw a familiar face, Ryan, my boyfriend who was a rising star in the business world in my past life. After he was snatched away by Bella, he even came to visit me in the mental hospital hand in hand with Bella. I can't forget this gift. As soon as Ryan saw me, he followed me and introduced himself in a neither humble nor pushy manner. "Hello, I'm Ryan. I guess you must be the famous investor Sophia. I have a project here. Sorry, I don't have time." I mercilessly closed the office door. When I finished my work, it was already 10 p.m. My assistant had already left. I rubbed my aching shoulders and just happened to see Ryan on the sofa. Ryan walked over as soon as he saw me. "It'll really only take you a few minutes. It was the same in my past life. He kept pestering me, and I was touched by his sincerity and gave him a large sum of investment. What was the result? I rejected him again. Just as I was about to leave, something was wrong with my car's tires. Ryan followed me all the way to the parking lot and asked me, "Sophia, would you like to take my car?" After I refused him, I opened the taxi hailing app, but there was a heavy rainstorm at that time and my queue number was over 300. Take my car. If you don't want to hear my project, I'll keep quiet. I looked at him for a while. Seeing the sincere expression on his face didn't seem fake, I finally nodded. In the secluded space, thunder roared outside the car window while the music played softly inside. True to his word, Ryan hardly said anything along the way and dropped me off at the gate of my community. Thank you very much today. You're welcome, Sophia. I'll come to see you again tomorrow. Ryan kept showing up beside me like this for a whole half a month. Not wanting to be pestered by him anymore, I finally accepted his invitation and had dinner with him. Sophia is truly beautiful in the candlelight. Ryan's eyes seemed to be shining. Are we on a date or talking about business? I asked. Ryan smiled and said, "Don't rush. We'll talk about it after dinner." Halfway through the meal, Bella pushed the door open and entered the private room. You're still not careful enough. Bella shook the wine bottle on my table. Sis, why are you so outstanding? Why are so many people into you? Oh, really? I put down my knife and fork and took another sip of red wine. I was tired of hearing such words. Bella stared closely at me with her eyes. You don't know there's something in this wine, do you? When you wake up, guess where you'll be? The mental hospital. I kindly answered. How did you know? Bella sensed something was wrong. She turned her head and saw that Ryan was already unconscious. And you? I said. My bodyguards pushed the door open and filed in one after another. One of them chopped the back of Bella's neck. Bella unwillingly lost consciousness. Did she really think I was a ill-struck fool? I picked up a handkerchief, wiped my hands, and instructed the people who came in, send them both to the district mental health center I've arranged and find a caretaker named Leo. I've said it long ago that I would repay all the torments I suffered in my past life. Marcus's company finally went bankrupt. The last time he saw me was downstairs at Grandpa's house. He grabbed my sleeve. Sophia, only you can help me now. You help me pay back these 10 million. No, consider it as a loan from you. Help the company, and I'll leave the company to you in the future. I shook off his hand. Do you think I'll still believe you? I'm your father. How could I deceive you? My mother once believed that you wouldn't have an affair again either, but what was the result? It was a waste raising you. When did you ever raise me? You raised Bella, but you never raised me. Neither Grandpa nor I helped him in the end. He decided not to pay back his huge debts. With the little savings he had left, he abandoned his wife and children and fled abroad alone. I bought his bad debts from the bank at a low price and handed over his debts and his new address abroad to a ruthless debt collection agency. I want the money. I don't care whether he's alive or dead. I believe his future will be amazing. With Marcus's departure, some comments gradually appeared under Bella's Weibo. Boycott Bella, the daughter of a debtor. Bella's father owes our company a huge debt and then he just left for abroad. Bella is the daughter of a debtor and is still in the entertainment industry. She should pay back the debt for her father. Bella should quit the entertainment industry. I directly issued her withdrawal statement from the girl group on the grounds that Bella was boycotted by fans. And Bella's agent, after being investigated by my assistant, was found to have abused his power for personal gains and was fired by the company. Another person was arranged to take over the work he was responsible for. At the district mental health center, Bella was struggling painfully while the doctor beside her said, "Increase the electric current." The intense pain stimulation made Bella incontinent. After a brief loss of consciousness, she was tied up with restraint straps on her hands and feet and pushed back to her room by the nurses. She opened her eyes as soon as she saw me. She seemed to be in a daze for a moment. Sophia, it's you. Yes, it's me. I covered my nose. You stink. Where is this? Let me out. Does it seem strange? Isn't this the place you wanted to send me before? I leaned close to her ear. You're really stupid. Everything you've done is under my control. What? I stroked her translucent nose bridge with my hand. The doctor who botched your plastic surgery was also bribed by me. Sophia! Bella began to tremble. She moved violently as if having an epileptic seizure. I frowned and took a step back. When she opened her eyes again, she seemed like a different person. Where am I? No, it was clearly me who sent you to the mental hospital. How come it's me now? Huh? My head hurts. What's going on? I silently turned on the electric current. Switch. In an instant, a violent electric current surged through the restraint straps. Bella let out an ah and closed her eyes again. I put on my sunglasses and left the place. Before long, Bella died. And her caretaker Leo was locked up in prison for abusing patients. The people I had arranged in advance also gave him a proper reception in prison. Just like what he had done to me before. All the past events were finally settled. I finished all the work on my hands by then. My assets were enough for me to be on the rich list. On a sunny day, I handed over the work to other AG and chose to retire. Then I bought a cruise ship and took 10 male models to travel around the world.